Greetings, loved ones, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing another reaction video, and I know what you're probably thinking, Megan, they're getting a little tired. We've seen so many reaction videos. The last one I put up was reacting to and recreating my old makeup look, like with the wings and everything, and testing my skills. So if you want to watch that, I'll link it on the screen. And I've done a reaction video to old videos and stuff like that. I actually have two of them on my channel here, but I'm going to be reacting to another old video today, which is basically just my psychic experience video. When I had gotten a psychic reading, it was 2015, and I had gotten many psychic readings up to this point, and I don't know, I really enjoyed getting them just because I thought that they were fun. But when I look back now as a 22-year-old, I'm like, why did I put my money in that? You know, giving somebody my money to tell me what my life is gonna be. It's like, it's a weird process, right? But I was into it, and so I'm going to be reacting to this today and basically telling you what was a bunch of bullshit, or what came true, or what is maybe still a thought of mine that I continue to have, right? So let's just go ahead and get right into it, because I am excited.
Hi friends, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of storytelling, because Lindsay, Alex, Maddie, and I a couple weeks ago went to see a psychic, and I've been to psychics before. I probably had about 3 or 4 readings before this, and then I just went to go get another one, and Alex made a psychic experience video as well on her channel, and then after that I was like, you know what, I kind of want to make one too, because
I would like to see A-Dubs react to hers.
She told me and be like, did any of these actually happen? Like, because she made a lot of predictions. That's what psychics do. And one thing that I really liked about this reading in particular was the fact that Natalie, the lady who gave it to me, she was so like positive and motivational, and she didn't really tell you anything without warning that was going to be like harmful to you or anything bad that was going to happen to you. And
can I just say, psychics don't tell you that stuff. They don't tell you harmful information most of the time, because they're not trying to scare you or give you a bunch of possible false information that might, you know, affect your life in the long run. Like, they're not going to tell you that you have some kind of a disease that's going to kill you in 6 months. You know, they're going to be like, so you're going to have this many kids and you're going to meet the love of your life here. It's just not that serious. You know, it's just like a fun reading. I mean, I'm sure there's psychics out there who do say more hard information and things like that, but it's like, how are we supposed to know?
Okay, so the first thing that I distinctly remember her saying to me was when I sat down, she was like, right when you sat there, I like got a really overwhelming psychic vibe from you, and I was just like, really? And I like got really excited about it, because the last reading that I had in Portland, the lady who was giving me the reading then also told me that I kind of had like a psychic vibe. They basically just both told me that I had like a heightened sense for certain situations. I literally just never did anything about it. I never thought that it was something that I could like actually think about often. And
okay, this whole "you're psychic too" thing is very common among psychic readings as well. Just the psychic telling you like, hey, you could either A, do this too, or 2, you just have psychic abilities that you need to tap into. You know, it's very common for them to tell you to get into that kind of stuff or trust your gut more. But I remember her specifically telling me that I'm psychic through my dreams, and I still feel that way. I have had multiple dreams recently where people are in them and I'm hanging out with them, and then the next morning I wake up and will like get a message from them or something being like, hey, let's hang out. Or just having dreams about like a particular event or something, and then it occurs. You know, so I still feel that way. I still feel tapped into that.
But then she went into more depth, and she was like, well, how you are psychic is like in your dreams tell you
confirmed
future events. And I do have moments often, kind of like deja vu, where you sit there and you're like, I have dreamed of this event before, and I know it's
I still get those.
But what's even cooler is for Christmas, my friend Gina got me a like dreams meanings book, and it's just really cool that she thought that I had interest in that enough to buy me a gift before I even had this reading. So it is a confirmed thing. I have some kind of thing with my dreams. So that was
okay, side note, that book that Gina got me is such hoopla. It is so hard to interpret your dreams. Like, you could dream about a goat and then read about it in a dream interpretation book, and it'll be like, when you dream of a goat, a loved one is sick. You know, it's just like, so it doesn't even make sense what the interpretations mean. It's just so, I trust my gut more on this than I do anybody to tell me, hey, that's what your dream meant. You know, I'm just like, oh, if I dream about this person, maybe I'm thinking about this person a lot, or I want to hang out with them, or they want to hang out with me, and then it will happen, you know? Or, hey, I'm thinking about this event a lot. It's just manifestation. It's just like the constant reoccurring thoughts and then it proving to be true in reality when I wake up.
And also she told me that I'm psychic in my intuition, and she said that what she means by that is like when I'm in certain situations and I get gut feelings about like certain people or
Still
a certain place, to follow that and like make the decision that I just made in my head. She was like, always do that, like always follow your first little spark up there. And I was like, okay, I will do so, Natalie, thank you.
Okay, side note on what she just said about trusting your gut. That is such a broad thing to say. I mean, everybody should trust their gut and their intuition, and if you feel badly about a person or a place or a thing, don't interact with said thing. That's just kind of a given. But I really feel like I constantly practice this and I'll still get those gut feelings, particularly when it comes to people and people latching on to like maybe my energy, or they view it and they say, hey, you're a great person, I want to be friends with you. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And we continue a friendship. I can pretty much tell within like the first or second time of hanging out with them if this is a person who's just going to drain me or if they're going to add something to my life. And I think you guys know what I mean when I say stuff like that, but it's just like keeping a good group of friends around you, good people in your life who are not looking to drain your energy or just looking to gain from you and deplete you, but they're actually putting it back into the source of your energy. Does that make sense? Okay, continuing on.
But she said that I was going to be going on a weekend trip in February, and I am. I'm going to Orlando. And then she was like, it's for work or something.
Playlist Live?
Playlist Live. So I guess that's work. This is my work. But I don't think a Playlist Live is work. That's literally like the greatest convention and weekend ever, and I love it, and it's just so much fun. But she went on.
Wow, what an era of like attending Playlist Live events and stuff like that. I don't really go to that stuff anymore, but Playlist Live was definitely like my favorite event to go to. And then it ended up being Buffer Festival after that. I just wasn't invited back this year. So no, I won't be in Toronto this year, this fall, like I normally am. And I apologize to my Canadian peeps, but what can you do, you know? It's just not a year of YouTube conventions for me, I suppose. That was a side note, getting back into it.
And she also said that in this year, 2015, that we would be moving locally and we would be very happy with it. And we're actually planning like 7 of us on buying a house sometime this summer. So that's really exciting. And she was just like, you're gonna be very happy there. It's gonna be great environment for you.
Okay, that whole 7-person house spiel, we were planning on doing that with like my OG LA group of friends. And I'm truly like so grateful that that didn't happen because we all just went like separate ways in life. Not that I don't love and still interact with those people, but to confirm what she said, that I would be moving locally and be very happy with it. I did move locally alone though to Koreatown, and I was content with it. I didn't love the place. I didn't love my landlord, but I was happy to be living on my own, you know? So like, kind of yes and no, but I think that she was just kind of, she knew that I was going to be looking to move my living situation, so she said that.
To notice things about my health and body and such, and so she basically had like a pain inflicted on her in her stomach, and she was like, I'm getting like this weird stomach pain, like do you have something wrong with your stomach? Because sometimes people with a really heightened sense of other people, for example psychics, then when the other person's like feeling pain. And I was definitely vlogging during this time when I was having like this weird stomach problem, but basically I had like a 4-day long stomach ache, and then I ended up going to urgent care, and they took my blood and everything, and they said my blood tests were fine, but they recommended me and gave me a little slip to go get an ultrasound, not because I'm pregnant, but because of like my stomach lining and all that kind of thing, and I literally just never went. I still haven't gone because I'm an idiot, but she was basically saying like I need to actually act on that.
Okay, this whole stomach spiel, problems being wrong with my gastrointestinal things, this actually continued. So this was in 2015. I had such a bad kind of thing with my stomach and digestion and things like that. until 2017 or so. And I had this incident where I went to Six Flags with my friends in like March of 2017. And when we were in the car on the way home, my stomach, I had never had that kind of pain in my entire life. I couldn't sleep that entire night because I was just getting these really like sharp pains in my abdomen. And then I was just like crying so hard, and it was just so painful that, and this is when I first started hanging out with Finley more. And so he had spent the night that night. And then when we woke up, he was like, oh my God, you're still in pain. It was like 6 a.m. and you never went to sleep. So he took me to the emergency room, and I threw up on the floor of the emergency room. I was so sick. I got like blood work done. They truly did all of the tests and more. In the American healthcare system, if you come in and it's just like two 20-something-year-olds, they're going to price gouge you and run every single test on you until they figure out what is wrong or what could be wrong. And if you don't know that each one of those tests cost hundreds of dollars, you'll just let them all happen. So that happened to me. And then I was punished by a hospital bill after that, and my family was very upset at me. Don't want to get too much into it, but I mean, it's paid off now and whatnot, but that continued into 2017. And then I was like prescribed some kind of like gastrointestinal medication for it. And it really didn't stop happening until I got my gut health in check. So it's really just probably how I was eating and whatnot. And I probably had some kind of intolerance to something, or was just not paying close attention to eating healthy in general. So yes, that did continue and also get worse.
It's cool that she picked up on that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now getting into her predictions for my future. So let's see if these things come true. I'm gonna put them on the internet and come back in like, I don't know, 10 years and be like, whoa! Or I'll be like, no!
I'm about to say whoa and no 4 years later, so let's get into it.
That I'm going to meet the man I will fall in love with and marry in college. And we're not going to get married in college, we're going to get married around 28 or 29, but I will meet him and fall in love with him and, you know, either date or be engaged until 28, 29. So we'll see. She said.
Okay, that is funny because one, I didn't go to college and I don't plan on going to college at this point in my life. Two, Finley and I talk about marriage and those things, and we both want to do that on the younger side rather than later 20s, like 28 or 29. So most likely that is not going to be true.
This man will be very positive and ambitious and just be like the best person for you to have in your life. And I was like, oh, this is great. True love. I hope I find it. That's awesome.
You did, sweetie.
California is going to be home for me, and then I'm going to live here and raise my family here, and then I'm going to have 2 boys. I'm gonna have 2 boys.
Okay, well, California is not home to me anymore. I completely left California. I don't plan on moving back to California. If anything, I would go more north and move to like Washington for our forever home when we plan to buy land in the future and stuff. So I'm more of a PNW gal now. I'm not a California gal, so wrong. And then the 2 boys thing, like, we'll see.
The one thing that she also picked up on about me is like, you're kind of unsure about the kids though, right? And I was like, yeah, no, I would love to have a family, but like, I'm unsure if like at the time that I'm having children, if the world's going to be, you know, I don't know what it's going to be like then. So I don't know if I'm going to want to raise kids or raise a family for like what the future will be like, but I have hope for the future, but I'm just saying that I'm skeptical. So until the future, I won't, you know. So
climate change, so real. This is something that I actually, now we're getting into the real topics, but I think about this often. I mean, what she said about me being unsure about having kids is kind of like a yes or no. I'm more so just unsure about the state of the world, but I am sure that I want to still have kids. And when it comes to stuff like that in these conversations, I truly just think that like, if I'm going to live my best life and raise children, I intend to do that in the most sustainable and eco-conscious way that I can, so that my kids will also have a positive impact on the future. Yes, that does raise consumption rates, but like, are we all just supposed, us being, you know, millennials and Gen Z and Gen X and shit, are we all just like not supposed to have children at all? You know, because then how are we supposed to continue the human race? You know, so that's kind of my, I guess, argument against people saying that no one should be having kids anymore. I have always wanted to be a mother, and I've known that since I was probably 9 or so and started working with kids as like a mother's helper and then in turn a babysitter and nanny and those types of things. And I've always I'm so obsessed with children. I'm going to have kids.
And then she got into my calling in a way, and she was like, this is something you're very curious about knowing, which I am, because
aren't we all?
One of my Q&As when I was talking about college, I was kind of like, I don't know what the frick I want to do with my life. So she was like,
oh,
well,
to be
Meghan,
17.
You are very, very gifted in writing, and I actually have like 4 or 5 journals. I'm all over the place with my writing.
Still
like,
right.
They're all for different things, and like I do to-do lists, that whole kind of thing, but that's not really writing, but like writing where I'm writing my own thoughts or journaling. That's the kind of writing that I do. I don't really do stories, but she said that I'm going to write a book in my future.
I do stories now.
It's going to be like a lot of books. I'm not going to be just writing one. And she was like, it's going to be some kind of a series on healing the mind, body, and soul. So that made me literally jump with joy. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you for saying that. But that
my positivity there was just, ooh, she is oozing. I was so hyped to hear that. I think that psychics, you know, they'll really just, they pick up on one thing that you are interested in and then they just run with it. They're like, you're gonna do it to this extent, you know, which is like so motivating. Like it's a motivational thing to hear, is like, oh, you have interest in that? Well, you're gonna do it to the 9s. I was gonna say to the 10s. Anyways, I still write. I still intend on writing books in general. I wanna write a poetry book. I wanna write a sustainable cookbook. I wanna write children's books. So making a series about healing the mind, body, and soul, I think it touches on all of those, you know, like healing the body through good foods to eat and things in cookbook form, and then healing the mind and through, you know, poetry and releasing layers of my past and things like that through the way that I write and whatnot. And soul is also obviously just automatically put into anything you do. So I still think that that's going to come true, and I still intend on doing that. It's just a matter of doing it, you know? And I don't know which one to do first. So comment down below, because I do have these ideas. Obviously, I probably won't write children's books until I have children, but Finley and I want to write books like for our kids to read. So I guess what I'm trying to say is comment down below if you would like a sustainable cookbook or a poetry book first, because I have both of them that I would like to write.
And she said that she was seeing it on bookstores everywhere around the world, and that I would be traveling around the world for like book tours and that whole kind of thing.
Well, that would be dope.
I want to travel around the world so bad. I want to go everywhere. And then on a different note, she told me that we would be getting a dog in August. She sees us either
we did get Squirtle
by August, or maybe doing something with the dog in August. Like August was just a month that she sees us definitely having a dog.
I think we got him earlier than August, so you know, timeline is a little blurry, but we did get Squirtle from our friends who couldn't take care of him anymore in this apartment that I was living in when I filmed this.
So we'll see if in that house we have a dog in August.
And in the new house I moved to, I got Larry in 2016. So she predicted the dog correctly in both of our lives, Lindsay and I. And then for the remainder of this video, I just kind of continued on and said that if you're skeptical about getting psychic readings, you should go and get one. I don't really feel the same way about that. I mean, like, I don't think it's necessary for people to go and have people tell them about what is going to happen in their life, because their life will just happen. And also going to a psychic, they're not going to tell you, you know, just like I said at the beginning, they're not going to tell you any kind of like, you're going to die in a car accident kind of information or anything, which is positive and great. But their job is to make you feel positive and great upon leaving the reading, so you come back and, or have your friends go back and get readings or whatever it might be. It's a business, you know? But yeah, overall, I would say a handful of these things came true and a handful of them did not. And generally, it was just a positive and uplifting time to be read by this psychic in particular. But I also wanted to say this Natalie lady that I was talking about ended up like completely price gouging my sister for, she talked about this in like a purchases I regret making in my 20s video. But after we saw her, she told my sister, you have some kind of chakra block and I need to like have you come in and do energy work. And I think she ended up spending like almost $1,000 or so working with this woman on like energy work and just completely price gouged. Like, I truly do trust energy work and energy healers and and empaths in general, like whatever, trust your gift, trust your intuition, you know, be a psychic if you want to. I'm completely not coming for any of like the spiritual realm of things in general. But when you price gouge somebody that intensely and just like do a bunch of work with them that doesn't really, you know, help them in the long run, like you're not a therapist, you know? And I felt like in Lindsay's case, she wasn't like, she was going, I mean, she talked about this in the video, I'll link it down below, but basically just the fact that like she realized after a while she shouldn't have been paying for that, you know? So Natalie ended up screwing one of us over in the end. Tisk, 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 Natalie. But overall, I mean, psychic readings are fun and they're whatever, so do as you please in this life. Who gives a care? But yeah, I just wanted to react to that, kind of see what was absolutely no, 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 and what was absolutely yes, that could definitely happen, or that did happen. And I hope you enjoyed kind of getting into this with me. I got a lot of comments on this specific video from many years ago being like, do a follow-up on this. So I just wanted to kind of fulfill that question for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring that notification bell if you would like to be notified when I upload, and until the next upload, stay smiling. Bye guys.